Top 5 topics for E3 2013. Hello, I'm Gabriel and this is my list for upcoming holidays of video gaming. That's of course E3. Since I live in Europe, I don't go to LA, but like hundreds of thousands of people, my attention is centered around the convention. First, here are my top 3 points I'm not interested in this year E3. Number 3 are the press conferences. These, let's call them shows, in quotes, done by big corporations, are more of a plan scripted events. I don't even know how to call these conferences, because a conference is when I ask questions, someone answers, and these are just big reveal events, shows, things like, I don't even know how to call them, but one thing I'm certain, I will just see the highlights of what Sony actually has to offer, because that brings me to my next point. Nintendo, I am not interested in Nintendo press conference. By the way, I think there will be no Nintendo press conference this year. And on number 1 there is Microsoft, and I'm not interested in whatever Microsoft wants to tell us, mainly because of all the shit they presented the last few days or few weeks with the reveal of Xbox One. And now the good stuff. It was kind of hard to squeeze this to a list of 5 topics, but basically that's what I'm interested in, and as you might expect, these are games. No hardware actually, but games. On number 5 we have Watch Dogs. Action-adventure open-world game. We don't know much about this game. Ubisoft was kind enough to show quite a lot, but I still don't know what's the basic principle of gameplay. But it is impressive, and I would love to see Watch Dogs evolve a little bit to Assassin's Creed sense in a gameplay department. So like a modern world, roaming around the city, big open world game. You know, I would like to see crowds of people on streets, traffic, open world environments, places where you can walk up and down. I'm also very interested about the story of this game. This game looks good, really good and promising. Number 4, talking about Ubisoft. On number 4 we have Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I consider Assassin's Creed 3 a disappointment actually. I played the game briefly, didn't make the ship sequences, and well, it was much less entertaining than Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Revelations I played recently on my computer. I hope the Caribbean protagonist, whoever be the pirate, I think, assassin pirate, whatever, he will be much more interesting than Connor. And you know, this is Assassin's Creed. This game, the series has a very powerful quality into it, and I hope it didn't sunk with Assassin's Creed 3. And speaking about 3s, on number 3 I have Dragon Age 3 Inquisition. It would have been higher on my list, but with BioWare's problems with Dragon Age 2, you know, my hopes for the game are quite down at the moment. What I want to see is gameplay. No CGI trailers, no big info. I want to see gameplay. This studio knows how to make good RPGs, they are able to pull it off, but this game requires a lot, and it has an attention of a big group of fans who really want nothing more than just, you know, grounded info. Don't tell us much about the story. Keep the story as it is a secret. Tell us about the mechanic of the game. Show us a nice sequence. Show us the default protagonist, for example. Maybe the beginning of the game. Just something. But please, don't do PR bullshit and just CGI trailers. That's my prayer for BioWare. Number 2 is Bethesda games. For all I know, the studio is going to show some games. We will see probably Elder Scrolls Online, maybe some new Fallout title, at least a hint of that would be nice. The studio is working on Wolfenstein, or Wolfenstein, whatever you want to call this and how you want to read it, English or German. If I'm correct, this game might be an interesting twist in Bethesda games they used to create open worlds, and Wolfenstein is more or less, well, this was the title that revolutionized first-person shooting, but if they add things to that, it might be really nice. Hope to see those games. And on number 1, whoa, number 1, some of you probably know already. Finally, number 1, Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. open world RPG centered around the story. From CD Projekt, come on! Guys who, as I remember, they made only 2 games, Witcher and Witcher 2, and they are loved by the public. They will be on E3. It's no use hiding that I adore the quality of the Witcher games. CD Projekt, as a publisher here in Poland, they have a very good name, you know, nice image, and I must say that previous entries were great. What I want to see is gameplay as well. Again, I want to see gameplay. Don't show us screenshots, please. Gameplay, actual video from the game. That's what I want to see. And as you can see, my list is centered around RPGs, especially the number 3 and 1, and I hope that we will see in E3 some tremendously good quality games coming, especially for the PC, because if what Microsoft is doing with Xbox One, you know, a lot of people won't be convinced. Sonic has the ability to do some really crazy things if they resolve and do and present some really nice ideas. If they listen to feedback, everything that Microsoft is trying to do can just bite them in the ass. E3, this is one of the places I really would love to go one day, one year. But you know, considering this E3 starts a series of conventions, and I hope we'll see more info coming with Gamescom, with Tokyo Game Show, whatever future holds. It all starts with E3. So thank you for your time as always, and I hope this was not a boring material for you. Hope you stay tuned for next entries.